Welcome, the War Chief of Light is back with another epic video. Hi, my name's Peepiggy, but you lovely people are more than welcome to call me Peeps. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it loud, I'm gonna say it proud, I'm gonna scream it from the mountaintops. Jocat is a genius. Genius. For those of you who don't know who Jocat is, they are a streamer, YouTuber, animator, funny person. They do comedy, and they're very popular for their crap guides to Dungeons and Dragons, which it's a lot of short videos, and you should watch all of them. All of them. I'm going to link their channel down below and the videos that we're going to be referencing. So yes, all the credit, all the mention. Jocat's amazing. Check them out. But they are genius. Their crap guides. No ma'am, they are not crap guides, and we're gonna go through why they aren't and what I've learned from them, because I learned from every single one of them. But before getting into that, if you like silly stuff, gaming, Final Fantasy, or just nerdy stuff in general, well honey, you're home. Hit that subscribe button, because listen, we tend to do nerdy here pretty well. Alright, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's jump into why Jocat is a genius right now. I'm going to start out with the obvious. These are not crap guides, even if they say they are crap guides. They even have disclaimers at the beginning of them to not take them too seriously, but they're actually really good. I've watched all the Dungeons and Dragons ones, and while a lot were informative, a lot of it is really easy to digest information. Stuff like how to fill out a character sheet, it's digestible, it's easy, you remember what you learned from him because it's hilarious. So yeah, and in Final Fantasy XIV, no exception. I have learned something from every single one of his fucking videos. All of them, DPS, tank, heals. I actually suggest his videos for people like me who are coming from other MMOs, Warcraft being the example here, or if you're a veteran player and you want a good giggle. For new players, it may be a little bit overwhelming because if you're really new to the MMO genre, it's a lot of information. But after a bit and you're kind of into it, yeah, go nuts. These are hilarious and you'll learn something. So that's what we're going to be going through. We're going to be going through each video and what I've learned and what you can pick up from these videos. This is the first video of the series, so let's go through the lessons. 1. Turn your tank stance on. Okay, makes sense. I mean, tanking needs tank stances. It's not something I'm used to, but got it. 2. Deal damage. Because if not, the enemies won't stay fucking mad at you. Fair. That's the same in tanking pretty much everywhere. It's the norm. Smack the enemies, they stay mad. 3. Turns tank stance off if you're in a dungeon with more than one tank and you're not the main tank. That's a new one for me. I'm not gonna lie, I had no damn clue. Listen, I come from a world where tanks are tanks, and the minute that it's time for you to pick up the boss for either stacks or whatever reason you need to grab that boss, you throw a taunt at them. You piss them off and go, hey, over here, thank you, sir. This game, it's by your enmity. It's by the tank stance. So I had to learn that take it off, and then if the guy dies or there's ads or whatever, then you turn it on. And then off again when it's back. You get what I'm going. So that one was actually a good lesson, and I'm like, oh, oops. I'm pretty sure I fucked that up a few times. My bad. 4. Face the boss away from the party so they can get their ass cheek slapped.
Really likes to clap them cheeks. You've provided a bright, shiny spanking space.
This was a lesson too. Most other MMOs, it depends on what the boss does. Sometimes you have to face him away, sometimes you have to face him forward. Most of the time, he's fine. Just leave him there. He's good. You're fine. Baddie is bad. He can stay right there. Final Fantasy XIV, you turn that bitch around. Which, yeah, that was a lesson. I now do it in every single one of my dungeons. I watched this video before I started tanking, so I wasn't doing too many mistakes. But yeah, I learned that right away. 5. Mitigate damage with your mitigation damage thingies. Listen, that part was easy. You make sure you're not using them all at once. Like that stuff, no problem. I got it. Made sense from the get-go. And number 6, most important lesson of all was sword and shield, baby! I look stupid, but that's okay. It's okay.
Because the most important thing is that you get the motherfucking sword and shield, baby!
What do you do when the party's full health? DPS the bad guys. Seriously, this song gets stuck in my head and it's not even funny. Like, I'm in the shower, DPS the bad guys.
What do you do when the party's full health? What do you do when the party's full health? Or even halfway up and standing, DPS the bad guys.
Seriously, I do this. And yes, it's something that I knew coming into Final Fantasy was a thing, but I didn't know it was that big of a thing. And because in Warcraft it's controversial. Typically you don't DPS the bad guys unless it absolutely requires you to. Your focus should be on everybody else first, top them up, whatever it takes, maybe throw something out there. Unless you're in Mythic Plus stuff, then that's a whole different world. But no, you should be spamming. So, a different world, took some adjustment, but hey, we got it. That's the important part, is the lesson drives it home, because it made an awesome song. But it drives it home. Final Fantasy XIV, you need to DPS the bad guys. Another thing that is actually like mentioned, and I like the way it is mentioned, you're gonna have to make decisions for yourself. Healing is a dance. Healing is a balance. Healing is knowing when to heal and when to DPS, when to holy fuck heal because someone just is going down. And that is a talent that takes time, practice, and separates the good healers from the great healers from the still learning healers. So I'm glad they kind of mentioned it in that, like, hey, you need to practice. Of course it's done hilariously, but it is mentioned. 3. You get aggro from heals. Now, I always knew healers got more aggro. It is what it is. It's just they do. I didn't know that my heals were actually generating aggro. So I, the dumbass white mage, kept spamming regen in between groups so that the tank would always have it on him because, you know, why not? And then all of a sudden dealing with a backlash of mobs. And then, uh-oh. So I learned here to not do that. Everybody DPSs. Everybody does it. Everyone does ouchies. Everybody should be doing ouchies, so ouchie. Cool. Click the shinies. That's actually a Warcraft term. Let's switch that around. Get your combos, because the combos do lots of damage. I'm from a world where click the shinies. Every time you see that little ring go around it, you should be clicking it. So that part was not a lesson. Use your free damage or off global cooldowns. Can we talk about that for a second? First of all, he made the off global cooldown a easy to remember term, free damage. Second, I didn't understand global cooldown and off global cooldown. Most sites where you go to learn your rotations and stuff, they have a blurb about it, but it's really convoluted and it's kind of written in a way that, hey, you play Final Fantasy, you know what global cooldowns are, you know what off global cooldowns are, you understand, right? Good. I didn't. I understood that there was a global cooldown, but didn't understand this weaving thing and stuff like that. Jocat explained it in a way that's fucking easy. Free damage! Do that in between! So, magically, my DPS improved in probably every character since. I know it's only been like the weekend, but still, you get where I'm going. So yes, when you make it simple and funny, you learn. And this one was actually a pretty big lesson that I wish somebody would have given me before. Thank you, Jocat. 4. Always be casting. Yeah, I knew that. Listen, that one's not hard. That one's a lesson that you learn pretty early when you're raiding in Warcraft. However, let me give you an example of how I do my buttons. Because again, global cooldowns and stuff. Are you ready? Listening? Shh. I'm the person that will keep spamming the next attack because I spam. I can't just sit there and, uh-huh, uh-huh. No, no, no. It's important. It's important. It brings up your DPS, I assure you. So yeah, always be casting, I don't have an issue with, because I don't stop. 5, read your tooltips. Now, yes, you should read them. Absolutely. You should know what each spell does. You should have an idea. The only thing is that a lot of this game, at least at level 80, requires you to know a physical rotation. And depending on where you get your information, it only varies a little. So yes, read your tooltip, but I mean, there's also a lot more learned in the sense that, okay, yes, I understand this sounds like a cool spell, but you'll want to do it this way because that's your max damage. So that one point, I would say go a little bit further than that. It's the only one that I'm really 6, don't die. Don't die. I learned that vulnerability, that's a hard word for a French lady. Vulnerability stacks are a thing. I didn't know that before this video. So yeah, they collect your stupid. They can see you're stupid from a distance. Wonderful. Me as a black mage? I feel triggered. Okay? So yes, do not die. Dead DPS does 0 DPS, is what I used to tell raiders. So again, these videos are filled with solid information that yes, most players should know when they walk into raiding. Yes, most players should adapt. And I think is pretty important. Plus, I mean, sword and shield, baby! Did you enjoy Jocat's work? Did you find them funny? Did you find them helpful? Let me know in the comment section down below. You guys know my opinion. If you liked this video, give me a big old thumbs up. If you didn't, well, cool. Be honest with me. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. Bonus points if you tell me why you didn't like it. Feedback is the best way to improve. And if you like lore, deep dive, silly stuff, nerdy stuff, I don't know. Hit that subscribe button. And while you're down there, ring that bell. That way you'll get notifications every time I go live or upload, which, bitch, we do a lot. 3 streams a week, at least a video a week, and lately I am pumping them out, so, which is exciting. I've never been so excited to upload to YouTube. I've never been so excited to play a game. This has been fucking awesome. Not gonna lie. Alright, well, have a legendary day. Thanks so much for being here for this Nerds Rant, and I can't wait to see you guys again on the next one. Bye! Alright, free DPS, slap the ass cheeks, don't die. Listen, when I play DPS, I play a Black Mage and a Dragoon. Dying is part of it. Moving hurts the DPS. I mean, you're just gonna have to live with it, okay? And sword and shield, baby!